are some rabbis that say that the shechita has a lot of problems.
But on the other hand, if I see a rabbi that gives a hechsher on it, I could already smoke that it's kosher, right?
Yeah, we rely on big places that go over the kashrut. But again, just because it's big doesn't necessarily mean by default it's good. So yes, you need to do a little checking. Who is this shechita? Who made the shechita? What kind of laws are they? Like, for example, there are certain places that are kosher for parv. You can eat their food, but if it's meat, you're not allowed to eat their meat. For parv, you're allowed to eat their food, but for meat, you're not allowed to eat. You're not allowed to accept their kashrut. And the reason why, that's the star K. Star K, I don't know if it changed recently, but I know until recent years, it was not acceptable as the kashrut for meat. It wasn't glad kosher, it wasn't acceptable kashrut, so most religious Jews would not eat star K meat. Parv, they'd eat it. If it's candy, chocolate, stuff like that, they'd eat it. The kashrut was fine. So you need to do checking. If it's ORB, if it's Bet Yosef, if it, different things, you have to check who it is. Obviously, there's a lot of problems with the meat today simply because we know a lot more, we do a lot more. So there are many, not like majority, but there are many really big chachamim, big rabbis that literally refuse to eat meat from anywhere other than from a butcher they know personally. So they literally bring a butcher to their community, he slaughters the cow in front of them, and then they take the meat from there. So if you want, we can split a few cows between us.
Well, they actually do that here. But like a few months ago.
I don't really eat meat though. I don't really eat meat, so often.
They're putting glue now in the meat.
Oh, the glue in the meat, yeah, that's Rishayim. That's what the Goyim do. They put poison in their own meat because they want to make money. You know, there's also in China they make rice out of plastic. In China they make rice out of plastic. They make, it looks exactly like rice, and it's plastic. It's mamash poison. They feed people poison because they love money so much. That's what happens when you don't have Yirat Shamayim. When you don't have a God, you don't have a fear of God. To have a God, you have to fear Him too. You can't say you have a God and you don't fear Him. What kind of God is that? So when you don't fear God, and you don't have a God, that means that your God is money. So if money is your God, you'll do anything for Him. You'll sacrifice for Him, you'll lie to people about it, you'll do whatever, you'll kill people for it, there's no end. That's why Chazal says you're not allowed to be in a closed room with someone that doesn't have Yirat Shamayim. Someone that doesn't have Yirat Shamayim, you're not allowed to be in a closed room with him. Why? Maybe he'll kill you. That's what it says. Bemet. That's what it says. Someone that doesn't have Yirat Shamayim, you shouldn't be in a closed room with him. Maybe he's going to kill you. How do you know? He thinks he's God. If he doesn't have fear of God, he thinks he's God. He has to fear something. Maybe he thinks he's God. If he thinks he's God, maybe he's going to kill you because you're not praying to Him, you're not worshiping Him, you're not obeying Him. So, that's what happens. With the Goyim, unfortunately, many of them don't have a fear of God. Some do, but many of them don't, especially these people that are in food business, meat business, that are putting glue on their food, because that glue is poison.
They do it because they want to put cheap parts.
Right, they put cheap parts together of meat, and they put this enzyme on it, which is poisonous. And the meat, after they refrigerate it for a few hours, comes out as if it's a single piece. It looks like it's a single piece of prime steak or something like that. It looks like a single meat, but you can't tell the difference unless you're a professional. So they took, let's say, take kebabs. Let's say, kebabs. They roll them together. They put this enzyme on it. They wrap it in not tin foil, in plastic wrap. Plastic, so it looks like like a pastrami or something, not one of these things. They put a sausage. They put it in the fridge. When it comes back from the fridge after several hours, and they cut it, it looks like it's all one piece of meat, like all of the meat connected together because this specific enzyme makes the blood clot. It makes the blood clot, so it all connects. It all becomes like it's one. So now, to the average person, even before they cook it, it looks like it's a single piece. After they cook it, you can't tell the difference at all. So it's very, very dangerous because, number one, they're feeding people poison. Number two, they're lying to people, which means what else is in there. And again, this is just another small little thing where Hashem shows us, here's another reason why you, the chosen people, must eat kosher. It's, aside from it being my rule, it's your best interest. It's your best interest, because when you eat kosher, you don't have these problems.
You put that glue is made out of like pig blood, they say, no?
Again, it's enzymes from pigs and all different types of animals, but if you're already eating that meat, it doesn't matter where it's from. It's all non-kosher anyway. The fact that it's pig doesn't make it any worse than if it's a non-kosher cow.
I went to
Same thing.
one of the biggest stores here, like in the area, to buy meat.
Yeah.
And out of curiosity, I asked the guy there, the mishgiach, what hefsher? He said it's all mixed. Some Beit Yosef, some Chabad, and also I went to another restaurant with like a very religious guy once, and he said before we order, called the mishgiach. So he said, okay, what's the meat from? So he said some Chabad, some Beit Yosef, some Glat.
Right.
So the guy said he didn't eat meat; he just ate something tar.
Okay. So, I mean, listen, some people have different things. They keep one, they observe one, they go with one, they don't go with another. Different people, you have to, this is one of the things that, listen, I tell you this. Eating out is something that people enjoy a lot. So, to tell people don't eat out, which in reality you shouldn't, simply because it's very, very difficult to have a place that is 100% kosher. And one of the reasons is because many people that own kosher restaurants, kosher markets, kosher food places are not religious. They just like the business. In Israel, if someone is not religious, doesn't keep Shabbat, they don't get a kosher certificate. In America, they do. Doesn't matter what they are. They can be nothing. So as long as the store is kosher food. So the thing is, though, is that people that go out, they go to places where the owner is following the rules, but you're not 100% sure because he himself doesn't keep the law. So there's always going to be a safek. There's always going to be a safek where, does he really keep it? Does he not keep it? Restaurants in general, even if it's non-kosher restaurants, kosher, whatever, all of them have problems. All of them have all types of issues. Anybody who's been in the restaurant business, knows anything about the food business, they'll tell you that seeing rats in restaurants is a normal thing. Some people that are actually in there tell me, if you actually knew what was going on in restaurants, you would never go to one. So eating out is a problem anyway. Eating in a place where the owner is not religious is an additional problem. Eating in a place where they keep, they don't keep to one specific shita, they keep multiple ones, you have to find out why. Is it because they have customers that specifically ask for this? Or is it because this week it was a discount on Chabad, next week is a discount on Bet Yosef, this week is on this one? Is it because of money or is it because of, demand? So what's the reason? And quite frankly, it's it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy to pick a restaurant. But to tell people outright, don't eat out, it's just not realistic because people are just going to say you're crazy. But at the same token, you are responsible for what goes in your body. Simply said, you are responsible. You're going to pay for whatever goes into your body.